How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are kicking off the Grand Tour of the AGL Pikkon's EZA. This time we are up against the Red Zone JIREN under the Goku story. And I thought it would be really interesting for this one to actually run the gods once more. As the 7th anniversary LRs, right? They still have that 200% lead, and with their EZA, I mean, their team is actually kind of still viable despite not being a 220% team, just because their EZA itself is so powerful. So we're going to go ahead and grab this and beat the crap out of Bergadmo for turn 1. So, I mean, the reality is for this, I mean, now that we're in the Grand Tour and outside of the showcase, you're going to be seeing Pikkon mostly in his role as third slot floater, right? That's his job. That's where he should be. I mean, if you have to keep him on rotation because he gets locked or something, the great thing about him is he's actually still kind of good. But, you know, for the purposes of the Grand Tour, right, I really want to show how he's supposed to function, right? We are doing the individual Grand Tours once more. I think I'm going to limit it to 3 major boss fights, so probably the 2 JIREN fights and the Goku fight. I do feel that the Vegeta fight's a tad bit easier for most characters, so I'll probably just limit it to the individuals fights to those 3. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. I did do a poll to see which of the style you guys preferred, and most of you guys said you would rather see the individual boss showcases. So I think we had something over 300 votes on the poll, and majority said the individual showcases. So we're putting this out there for you guys. Hopefully you guys can check this out. We did and the nice thing is, the nice thing about running the trio is it allows us to run some of the units that we do like to run, and it allows us to run the allows us to have the trio here on team. Or running the gods rather allows us to run the trio on around, which is really nice because they are really helpful. So I mean, let's see. There we go. We get another additional super out of the gods. Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, so this is, I mean, the JIREN fight can kind of drag on a bit sometimes, so it's definitely going to be more so on a 200% lead, but with how fast and how strong the gods can stack, it might be alright. It might not be too bad. We'll have to see. Bergadmo, I think, is probably the slowest phase out of all of them, comparatively. Because I think Ribrianne has less, or I think Kale and Kefla have less HP than he does. So, I mean, you know, this is the, you know, this fight will definitely, yeah, okay. Okay, so you know what? Yeah, okay, let's float off Pikkon. So let's grab, oh, really? That's okay. I want to let them both stack up. So let's do this, right? We get just the 18 key, so that way we don't get too many additional supers. And then, boom, we'll grab the rainbow and 3 type for the support for Vegeta. There we go. Okay, yeah, so we want to let these guys stack up. It is imperative that we let our stackers stack, given how, you know, given that this is 200% against 10th anniversary, right? Because JIREN, by the time we get to him, right, we're talking about 500 million HP. So it's half of what Gogeta, or half of what Goku and Vegeta have for the final red zones, but it's 500 is still a lot. Honestly, I feel like this is where it should have capped out. JIREN's HP 500, even that's still a bit much. I think 300 was probably the happy medium compared to the previous ones, right? Because I think I mean, Goku Frieza were what? Goku and Frieza were like 200, I think. I might be wrong on that. No, Goku and Frieza were 100k. Yeah, so like we had a near 90% increase. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Or not 90%. That would be Oh wow, that's yeah. Because now we're at 1 billion. We went from 100 million to 1 billion. um, so that's kind of wild to really think about the massive increase in HP, right? Because Jiren, that's a 500% increase, and to 500 million, and even that is a huge gap between what Goku and Frieza had. Alright, here we go. We're letting the Force do their thing. It's kind of crazy how, like, pretty much, 5 out of the 6 units on this team are all units that we were using during the 7th anniversary, and now they're all EZA. Like, people were still using Pikkon. Like, his Usher was still very helpful in the early days of Red Zone. Right? He was dodge or die, basically, except in the Broly fight where he couldn't dodge. But the other Red Zones, he was still very, very helpful. There we go, perfect. And so we'll basically keep a rotation gods and fours and the 2 Gojitas. That's the plan until he locks one of them and screws it all up, because we know he will. But it looks like this rotation might actually take down Kale on her own, because Kale's only got like 80,000 HP, I think. Yeah, 80,000. Okay, actually we might not. The trio isn't that crazy on the... Yeah, okay, we might not here. Yeah, well, okay, we probably actually, looking at how much HP was done, we actually probably could have. But we decided not to do additional supers. Okay, nice. We tanked that. Okay, so like I said, we'll keep Vegeta and the Tech Goku and Vegeta together. So, let's see here. Ooh, maybe we want to get some defense. Yeah, let's do that. I'm thinking Tech Gogeta is probably not going to stack. Goku might finish up here. He might, actually. We get the additional super. Yeah. Okay, yeah, he's definitely going to kill Kale here. If he doesn't, we got extremely low. Yeah, he did. Okay, perfect. So that rolls us into the next rotation here. We are halfway through, right? We're on Kefla now. So let's see. We do have Pikkons active, but we're not going to use it just yet. Obviously, we're going to save it for the end, or if we get locked in a situation that we're not comfortable with. Alrighty, so we're going to have to go ahead and lock off, or rotate off Pikkon once more. Obviously, we're going to keep him. So looking at the defense there, yeah, we'll just keep the gods in front in case she decides to super, since they have the higher defense right now. There we go. Alright, we want that, so that way we get both the rainbow and the type support, which means we'll have the dodge. That's right. It's imperative that Pikkon gets his rainbow orb. Not that he can't take the normal. I'm pretty sure he can take Kefla's normals, but, I mean, we would rather just make sure we have that dodge in case, right? There's a super. Right, because Kefla's normals aren't really a problem. They are 800k. I mean, so it's not that bad. But her super, 2.2 million at type disadvantage, that could definitely kill us. So we do want to make sure that we grab that rainbow orb. But the gods are getting a nice little stack in here. And since we do have the 24 key with each of these guys, right, we do have the effective against all types, which means we are actually, whittling down the HP a little bit more. I mean, that's it. That's the other thing. On the 200%, since we are less HP overall, less damage overall, less, defense overall, the best thing we could do is ensure that we are doing things like getting crits and getting the 24 key with the gods and the fours to help with that to help with that effective against all types. I am curious where she's going to super, though. Making me real nervous. Very nice. Alright. Now... dodge? No extra super either. Yeah, and he's not getting his unit super. But we do get the dodge. Nice. Alrighty, so... alright. I think we should... we'll rotate the gods... or the trio, right? Or, no, maybe we keep them on. Yeah, let's stay. Actually, yeah, let's keep them on. Let's stand by them, right? Because what we could do then is we can have the standby ready, because we're probably gonna kill. We're probably gonna kill Kefla either this turn or the next turn, and what that allows us to do is have the utilize, because there's no point in utilizing the standby against AGL JIREN. So, and there's that super. There's no point in utilizing it against AGL JIREN, so we may as well utilize it against the phase where we have type advantage against Int JIREN. There we go. Alright. Perfect. And then we'll get the... there we go. Yeah, so swapping into attack on Vegeta here is a good idea, because I feel like between him and the gods, that's going to be our best case scenario for finishing off the AGL portion. I mean, ideally what we would want is to have a setup where we have the gods on rotation with Gogeta and pop that active skill. That would help us clear out that 500 million very, very easily. There we go. Alright, and these guys are actually still pretty good. I don't know why I gaslit myself into believing that somehow they suck now. As long as they are floating or in slot 2, they're going to be living just about everything, especially if you're getting their rainbow orbs. They're going to be living most of what's being thrown at them. I've done this run and the SCR JIREN run a few times, and they've actually been doing alright here on the gods and the Gogeta's team. Yeah, they're still actually pretty good. Right, tanking normals, perfect. Okay, so here comes Kefla, and so yeah, this rotation is definitely going to be able to take Kefla down, and then we'll be able to launch that active, or that's the standby on the next turn. Oh, perfect, there goes that. Yeah, let's actually let them get some builds. Yeah, they needed a little bit more. Okay. We aren't going to get the effective against all types with our gods, but the floating ones, assuming we get to them, will. Alright, not bad. Okay, they are tanking. Alright, so 18 million we're up to. Perfect. So we could have brought the AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku for this one, kept that rotation, but I decided not to for this one, since the goal is mainly just to keep Pikkon on and let him support. Here we go. Nice. And we get another super out of the 4s. Perfect. $19 million on the gods. Oh, this is going to be really fun once we transform them. How quickly they are stacking up here. Get another one. And again, reminder, we're on a 200% here, not on a 220. One more? Yeah, okay. So the friend didn't stack up, but that's fine. I mean, this is our powerhouse rotation anyways. There we go. Okay, so on to the fun part, right? Now on to the JIREN phase, where there's a chance he could decide to lock everyone and mess everything up. So let's see what happens here. And exactly like I thought, Pikkon got locked in slot 1. Pikkon got locked in slot 1. Of course he did. Of course he did. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, well, this is the last turn of the standby, right? Their standby is very short. So what we can do, I'm thinking we grab this with Pikkon so he gets his dodge and the support for everyone. And we rotate. We put him in slot 3, yes? Yeah. Okay. I don't know where that super is, but let's do that. Alright, so let's pop the active here. Or the standby, rather. No crit. That's kind of bad, right? Because what does this JIREN have? This is like 350 million. So, I mean, not critting, that's kind of a big deal, right? There we go. So we'll grab that. So even though we're not getting the full 20, there goes that. Yes! Pikkon, the GOAT. He dodges. Love it. Dodging that super like a pro. And we get the unit super with Gogeta. You love to see it. There we go. Oh, that's right. He can be attack lowered. Ooh, fun. Okay. No additional supers, though. We only get the 1 unit super. We'll take it, though. And look at that. Double-digit tanking. What are those normals? What are those normals? 1.4 million. So that's pretty good. He's tanking 1.4 million normals post-super. That's pretty good. Which, again, means as a third-slot floater, that's actually pretty good. And the fact that we got our 70% chance to dodge on the super, also very helpful. Alright, here we go. Alright, so Gogeta, or Vegeta, rather. He does have... He should be able to tank the normals here. If Pikkon can take them, these guys, they definitely can. Yep, we're good. Okay, and now, little concerned on the trio, but they do have type advantage right now, and it is post-super. They are fully built up. Alright. We get an additional? Yes, we do. Perfect. Alright, so the gods ended up getting locked off. That's no fun. But let's pop this. Let's find out where the super is. So he's gonna be fine anyways. Of course it's right there. Alright, so we're gonna have to bring out Gogeta then. Because I don't want to get stunned. I would rather just take the massively raised for 3 turns. So let's do that. Hopefully we can counter. Right? Because we counter this turn. This turn could potentially... Yeah, there we go. We get the counter. Perfect. Alright, so this turn could potentially kill here. I wish we could have stacked up a little more on the 4s, but, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I don't want to get stunned and slow this process down any more than it already is, being on the 200% lead. But 38 millions, I mean, that's still pretty good, considering they came in slot 7, and, you know, only stacks, what, 2 turns? It's still pretty good. Obviously, we could do much better if things were better situation. Nice. We get an additional super. Maybe we should transform the other gods. Looking here, I'm not sure that will actually kill. Oh, well, okay, maybe not. He's down to 2. And then Tech Vegeta, or Tech Gogeta here gets the super. Okay. Maybe Maybe? Nope. Okay, yeah, we're definitely not. We're definitely not. Yeah, oh yeah, there's no way the gods are killing here. Okay, that means so we're gonna have to wait another rotation. There we go. Alright, we get another super out of them. I mean, this does mean that they're going to be way stronger than Gogeta when we finally do transform him. And we'll have type advantage on the turn that we do, too. So, that'll be nice. Actually, I mean... yeah, this could be good. This could potentially be good. Alrighty. Really? You locked off Gogeta? Really? Are we going to have to... okay, I think we're going to have to transform the gods here, because we don't want to get sealed. And I don't know that they can live pre-super right now. Actually, well, what is that super? Oh, no, they aren't living pre-super. Alright, yeah, so I think... we risk Pikkon again? No, I think the play is to transform the gods. I think the play, yeah, so the play here is, oh god, there's way too many Rainbow Ores on the field right now. Okay, let's do that. This is going to be their best dodging turn, right? So we'll do that, we'll get the support, and then we'll send off Vegeta here. Oh, we'll get the Dokkan attack. Okay, so yeah, he's definitely on. Oh, really? 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 Okay, well, at least they tank it. But really? Alright, well, it's up to Dokkan to, I guess, finish things up here. I mean, kind of cool that we're still doing, like, 4 million normals with crit. But that's really annoying that they didn't dodge it. Okay. And that they dodge. That they dodge. That they dodge. Alright, well, let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Alright, so Pikkon's probably going to finish this up here. Excellent. Good job, Pikkon. With the unit super, too. Alright, so this brings us to AGL JIREN. I think we... yeah, alright, we just keep the rotation. We float off... ooh, look at that. 9, yeah. We'll take the extra Rainbow Orbs for the damage reduction. Hopefully we get the counter. We'll take that. And then we'll grab that. Alright, so perfect rotation here. We do tank the normals. There we go. Perfect. And we get the counter. Remember, the counter is now 70%, so this is really good. And we did get a massively raised attack last turn, so we actually will be hitting harder than we did last turn. Yep, 44 million. Okay, so a lot better this turn. A lot better. There we go. We get the action cancel. We get an additional super for 34 million. All right, remember, we're dealing with 500 million HP here, and a super that does 2.2 million with a crit. So we definitely don't want anybody getting hit by that super, so we do have to play it carefully to ensure no one that shouldn't gets hit by it. Which is why Gogeta being able to counter is very, very useful. There we go. Tech Gogeta. Okay, I mean, Tech Gogeta actually looking pretty good. Like, had we actually been able to let him stack, like, another turn, he probably would be in a much better position for this portion of the fight. But, I mean, he's still doing decent damage. It's just a shame that HP is inflated so much it doesn't feel like it. Like, even these guys, like, prior to this, I mean, their damage was alright, and just now, it's, with the amount of HP, it feels like they're just tapping. Yeah, look at that. Let's look at, they just tap the boss, it feels like. They went too far in the wrong direction for the HP here. Excellent. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Oh, this is going to be a fun turn, actually, right? Because now we finally, we can finally use Pikkon's active here. So let's transform the gods. Yep. All right. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, these guys are going to be the ones we want to keep on. Let's turn animations back on, and let's pop that active.
You won't get past me. I'll show you the skills of a master.
Beautiful. All right, so now we have no attacks that we have to worry about. So let's grab that. Too many rainbow orbs. I don't know. Yeah, okay, we're not going to get Pikkon's support here. All right, and then we'll grab that. Perfect. Okay, so no support this turn, but, I mean, we're still throwing out 34 million. Type advantage from the gods. There we go. Perfect. And, again, even with this, it still feels like we're barely tapping them. Go. Okay. Good, good, good. We're making it. We're making it. Remember, we still got Pikkon's attacks and the other gods' attacks, so, I mean, it's not like we're not doing damage, right? We took out about a quarter with just these guys. Nope, got the normal. Oh, wow, that was a 23 million normal. Okay. Perfect. Get an additional... Nope, that's not an additional super. Alright, here comes the other gods for 21 million. Yeah, so these are the ones we had to transform a little bit early. There we go. Get an additional super. Excellent. Okay, so I think this is it. I think this is the one that's going to do it. Alright, so... I think we're going to activate the active skill here. I think that's the way to go. Alright, perfect. So now we can use his active skill, buff up Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and we might actually just finish this super quick.
This is the greatest fusion of all! I'm gonna send you back to hell!
Alrighty, and now let's do the final super here with the Gogeta.
I've had enough. It's time to unleash my most devastating attack. I'll finish you off with this. Ultra Big Bang.
Dang, that still wasn't enough. Jeez. Sometimes, jeez. Okay, so we got the, okay, so there is the super there, so we probably just want to keep Gogeta 4 here and let him counter our way out of here. But it's also the active skill turn, so this actually could be really, really fun. We're going to tank the normals, obviously. And then, what do we got here? Ooh, beautiful, 60 million. Obviously not the best we've seen out of him, given that we're only on it. Remember, we're on a 200% here. That's still pretty good. Very good. All right, we get an additional super. Well, I mean, we could definitely see things move slower on a 200%. But I mean, there aren't many 220% that are available for Pikkon, and so I figured, hey, let's play around with the gods. We haven't done that in a while. And honestly, it worked pretty well. And there it goes. Alrighty, so there is round 1 of the Grand Tour for the AGL Pikkon, right? They have been knocking it out of the park with these TUR EZAs, and Pikkon is no exception. He is phenomenal. He's not doing anything like Pathku. He's not doing anything different than he did before. They just dialed it up to fit the 10th anniversary, and that's the thing I love the most about him. That's all I needed him to do, and he does it oh so very well. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think of the individual unit showcases? Do you prefer doing it this way against each individual bosses? And of course, what do you think about Pikkon's EZA? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.